Hey there everybody, it's Lance with Love to Hate, back again with another playthrough video. This time I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough of Canopy. This is the newest game from Weird City Games. Tim Eisner is the designer, Vincent Dutrait with the artwork here. This is a beautiful game. It is all about trying to get the right plants and wildlife and trees in your jungle forest. You're going to be drafting cards from these growth piles, and you are trying to get some set collection done in this game. This is fulfilling to those who've backed it on Kickstarter, such as myself. It's brand new. Really excited to try this out. It's for 1 to 2 players. It's for 2 players, but there is a solo variant. There's also a 3 and 4 player variant. Also, I want to thank Weird City Games for giving me an extra copy to give away. So, if you are wanting to get your own copy of Canopy, just watch this playthrough video. At some point in the video, a secret code will show up on the screen. You want to make sure to take note of that and email it to lovetohateBoardGameReviews@gmail.com. All right, so be on the lookout for that. In this game, what you are going to be doing is you are going to look at each of these growth piles in order 1, 2, and 3. Each time you decide you don't want that growth pile, you're going to put the card face down again, drawing a new card, adding it to that pile. So each pile has more and more cards after you pass over it, and you're not exactly sure what is going into those piles. Again, there's some set collection. You're trying to build some trees, trying to make them really tall so you can get these bonus awards for the highest tree for each season. There's going to be 3 different seasons, 1, 2, and 3. And we score the seasons when those decks run out. Got a special deck of seed cards over here, which you get to draw from if you get any seed cards. With that being said, the way that the solo version works in this game, I'm playing against the Forest Spirit, who I'm going to keep his cards over here on this side of the board, and his operation works a little bit different. I'll explain it as we go along. I start the game. I don't get any starting trees as you would in a normal 2-player game. That is one of the changes with the solo mode here, so I'm just going to jump into it looking at New Growth Pile 1. And it's a leaf cutter ant. It does have a special ability on it here. It says once per season you may discard 1 card from your forest. That's nice, but I think I can get something better, so I'm going to put it back and go on to pile 2. I add a card here because I skipped over it. In pile 2, I've got 2 trees here. That's pretty nice because this one has 2 points, this one has 1 point. I'm going to take that. I'm going to combine the 2 rather than having 2 trees. I'm going to combine them to make 1 tree that is 2 cards tall. And so that is how the game starts for me. You replace empty piles with 1 card, and it will go over to the AI. The AI is always going to take the pile with the most face down cards. If there's a tie, it will take the furthest left. Pile 3 here has 3 cards, so it's going to take pile 3. However, we add cards to piles 1 and 2 because the AI is skipping over those piles. And so we are going to grab pile 3. And the AI's got a seed card, which what this will do, when you get a seed card, you're going to draw 3 cards from this deck at the end of the season, plus 1 card for every fire card you get. We'll come back to what a fire card is here in a second. And we have a toucan. The toucan's action here says once per season before your turn, you may peek at 1 pile. The AI is not going to use any wildlife abilities. It's only concerned about trying to get the mate. So each wildlife has another pair, which you want to try to get the collection on there because that is worth more points. And sun is only valuable if you can get rain with it. 1 rain plus 1 sun equals 5 points. And that's the AI's turn. We replace the empty pile with a card, so it goes back over to me. I'll take a look at pile 1. There's that leaf cutter ant. We have another tree and monstera. By the way, I'm going to mispronounce some of these plant names. They're pretty unusual names, hard to pronounce. And then with this one, if you only have 1 at the end of the season, it's not worth anything. 2, it's not worth anything. But if you can get 3 or more, it's worth 8. You know what? That's not bad. I think I am going to take that. It is the biggest pile. So I'm going to have some ants. I am going to grow my tree again. And It is so large. It has 2 koala bears or whatever those things are. And I've got 1 Monstera. I will replace that with a card. The AI is going to go next. He will take new growth pile 2. It has 2 cards. We're going to add 1 to pile 1 because he's passing over that. And what did he get? Well, he's got a tree now, and he got the other leaf cutter ant. That stinks. Now I can't pair it up to get the 5 points. So we'll place that there. And we replace the empty pile with a card. It's back over to me. And I'll take a look here. There's the rain. And here's a disease. So these are threat cards. And how threat cards operate, if you only have 1, nothing bad happens. But if you get 2 threat cards, then you have to discard, in this case, 2 wildlife cards. Disease is running rampant throughout your wildlife. If you get a 3rd disease card, then not only do you have to discard a wildlife, but the disease has spread over and your opponent has to discard a wildlife as well. This isn't fantastic. I think I'm going to leave it here and pass up on it, even though I'm leaving the rain here, which would be nice for my opponent. I'm going to leave it there. When you pass over disease cards in the solo game, you leave them face up, and that's going to come into play here in just a second. I'll look at growth pile 2. It's another tree. That's nice. I could start a second tree. No, I'm going to pass up on that as well, adding another card here. What did I get in this one? Another wildlife. I think I'm going to take the wildlife. It's only worth 2 points as it is, but if I can get the pair, it's worth 5. So I'm going to go with that and add a card here. Now, on the AI's next turn, again, it's going to take the pile with the most face down cards. So that's how the threat cards change up which pile the opponent is going to take. So he's going to take pile number 2 here, which means he is passing up on pile 1. And let's see. So he did get this tree, and he is going to make his tree larger because how the trees work in the solo play, he is always going to add trunks to his shorter tree. Or excuse me, he's always going to add trunks to his tallest tree so long as it's shorter than my tallest tree, if I have a taller tree than his. So he's going to add to his tree there. And we've got another Monstera card. Well, that's his first. I would have liked that. That would have been nice for me. So adding a card here. It's back over to me. Again, we've got that disease and the rain. And there's another Monstera. You know what? That's pretty good. I don't want him to get that either, plus the rain. So I'm going to take that despite it having a disease card in it. I now have 2 Monstera cards and a rain. Let's see if I can't get some sunshine to pair with that. All right, so we've got 1 card in all the piles here. So when all the piles have the same amount of cards, we take the one that's furthest left, and so that will be this pile here. Oh man, another Monstera card. That's not good. We'll replace that with 1 there. All right, back over to me. I'll take a look at this. It's another tree. I don't want him to get this because then his tree will be bigger than mine. So I'm going to take that, and I'm actually going to start a second tree. So we add 1 there, goes back over to him. He's going to take this card here, and it's a fern. The way the ferns work, if you have an odd number, you're going to get points. 2, 6, 10 points if you have 1, 3, or 5. But if you get an even number, you are getting nothing. So that is a difficult one to have to try and play off of. We'll see if he's able to do it. Back over to me. There's a seed card. Seed cards are really good for drawing extra cards at the end of the season. You know what? I think I might take this because I want extra cards. So I'll take that. It's back over to him. Oh, he got his rain. Well, now he has a pair. That's going to be worth 5 points at the end of the season. Back over to me. There's a sun for me. I'm taking that. I've got 5 points for the end of the season. Back over to him. He's just going to keep taking these cards here. Bromelia. The way Bromelia works, if you only have 1, it's worth 2 points. If you get 2, it's worth 7. But if you get 3 or more, it's negative 3 points. So I'm going to try and force him to have to get to 3 or more of those Bromelias. Over to me, there's another Bromelia. I'm going to pass it up in hopes that he'll take it, and maybe I can get him to take a third at some point. All right, this pile, it's a fern. I don't really want to start ferns, so I think I'm going to pass up on the fern. And let's see what this last card is. It's another Monstera. I definitely want that, so I'm taking it. I've got my 3 now, so I'm going to get 8 points for that at the end of the season. And it will go back over to him. He's going to take this pile right here. He's got 2 Bromelias and 2 ferns, which has really worked out for me on the ferns because now he has an odd or an even number, excuse me, and he is not going to get any points for that. It's back over to me. There's a 3rd Bromelia. I'm going to leave that for him. And I'll take a look at what got added to this pile here. It's another Monstera and a fern. You know what? I don't want him to get a 3rd fern, so I think I am going to take this, even though this card doesn't really do me any good. So I will take that. And at least I know I'm forcing him to take a 3rd Bromelia here. Oh, and he's got a fire card now. So he's got his 3rd Bromelia, which is -3 points. Fantastic for me. This fire threat here doesn't do anything at this point in the game. If he were to get a 2nd one, then he'd have to discard some plant cards. But when he takes a face-down threat card, we always add a card to pile number 3. And so we have done that. We're going to refill the empty pile here. We're getting pretty low on this current season. And so I'll take a look here. It's another rain card. I don't think I want to try and get a sun to go with it at this point in the season. Another fern, which I don't want because that would give me 2, and that's an even number, so I'm passing up on that as well. And what do I get here? Rain and Bromelia. Well, Bromelia would give me 2. You know what? I think this is better than just taking blindly off the top of the deck. When you pass up all 3 piles, you have to take the top card off the top of the deck without knowing what it is. So I'm going to take this and hope that I can get another Bromelia before the end of the season. And I'm going to put this over here. We'll refill that pile there. So he's going to take pile number 1 here. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's 5 points right there. It's another pair. That is just rotten luck for me. All right, it's over to me. There's another Bromelia. That's 7 points. I'm taking it. That was an easy choice. All right, so now that we're out of cards, we don't refill these piles here, and we keep playing until all the piles have been taken. So he's just going to take pile number 2 here. That extra fern gets him to 6 points. That's a bummer. And then he is going to make his tree as tall as mine before starting a new tree. So there we go with that. It's over to me. Take a look at this first card. That's another seed card. That could be good. That would give me 6 cards to look at. I get to keep 2 of those because you keep 1 out of the 3 you draw for each seed card. So I think I am going to take that. I'd rather me get the extra cards than him. And lastly, he will take this. Oh no, he completed his tree. So how the Canopy cards work is when you complete a tree, you're going to get points for all the tree trunk cards, and then your Canopy card is going to give you points multiplied by however many cards you have. Thankfully, this is the 0.1, so he's not going to get points for the Canopy on his tree, but he does complete it, which will give him the tallest completed tree award for this season, which is 3 points. Before we get to that, though, it is time to score, and the first thing that we can do is we can activate any end of season effects on the wildlife. I'm the only one that is able to do that. And I don't think there's much for me to discard. So I think, you know what, I'll just say I'm going to discard this disease card, even though it doesn't really affect me. I just want to get rid of it. That'd be nice if I had like a 3rd Bromelia to get rid of it. But as it is, that is what I'm doing. So then next we do our seeds. And so I am going to get 6 cards. I get to keep 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's see here what I get. All right, so there's a sun to go with my rain. That would be 5 points. This tree trunk here would be nice for the tree. I don't want the bromelia. I don't really need another rain. The fern here is not going to help me. This tree, this canopy will definitely help me, and it's worth 2 points. So I think I am doing this. I'm going to take the sun and the tree canopy. So I'm discarding those cards there. I'm going to combine my sun with my rain and my canopy card there. That worked out fantastically. We'll get rid of those seed cards there. And now let's do the seed card for the AI. The AI is going to get 3 cards plus 1 for the fire. So 4 cards here. It's going to keep whichever one scores at the most points. And so it has... let's see here. It can only keep 1, so it's not going to keep either of the monsters. Well, no, it does. It would do that because that would be worth 8 points. The fern here would give it to 4, which is 0 points, so it's definitely not going to take that. And the rain card is not going to be helpful because there's not an extra sun to go with it. So it's going to keep one of the Monstera cards, getting rid of the other. All right, so we've done the seeds. Now it's time for threats. We don't have, the opponent here doesn't have 2 or more threats. I don't have 2 or more threats, so we go on to trees. And so with trees here, it's going to get 2, 4, none for that, and we're not going to have the multiplier, so it's just 4 points. All right, so 4 points for the opponent. And we do score that tree, and we indicate it by putting a wildlife token on the tree there to indicate that it has been scored. I will get points for my tree, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 times for each card. So 2, 4, 6, 5, and 6 is 11. So I will get 11 points for my tree. And a wildlife to indicate that it has been scored as well. And in case of a tie for the tallest tree, we both get the points, and that is the case as I have 3 tree cards. He has 3 tree cards, so we're each going to get 3 points here. I'm just going to set that off to the side as neither one of us really get to claim that. So 3 points for him and 3 points for me. All right. And next are plants and weather. We'll start with mine. I get 5 points here for my combined rain and sun. Let's see. We will go to the Monstera. I will get 8 points there. I'm going to take a 10 and put 2 1s back. Let's see. I will get 2 points here for this Kinkaju, I think is how you pronounce that. I get another 5 points here for my rain and sun combo. I'm going to put those back and gain a 10. This one will give me 2 points, the fern. And the bromelia here is going to give me 7 points. All right, so I'm going to put these, I'm going to color up a little bit here. All right, so all in all, I have 43 points. All right, over to my opponent. He's going to get 10 points for these 2 rain-sun combos. He's going to lose 3 points for the bromelia, though. So 1, 2, 3. The fern here is going to give him 6 points. We can get rid of this seed card. The toucan is going to give him 1 point. Let's see here. The leaf cutter ants, 2 points. And the Monstera here is 8 points. All right. And now let's do the same for him. We're going to put back 2 5s, a 10, and 5 1s. to give him a 25 piece. And we'll put back 5 ones to get another 5. So he has 31 points. So it's 43 to 31. All right, now we discard everything except trees and wildlife. All right, and now we are on to Season 2. So we're going to put 1 card here, 2 cards there, and 3 cards here. All right, so the player with the fewest points goes first at the start of a new season, so that's going to be the opponent, and he's going to take pile 3 here, having passed up on piles 1 and 2. And so what did he get? Oh, 2 threat cards. All right, so we've got 2 face-down threats that we're going to add 2 cards to pile 3 because of that. We did get a seed card, or he got a seed card, I should say. And we do add 1 card to the empty pile, which was pile 3. So it's back over to me. Got another tree trunk and a sun. That's pretty nice. This is a good tree trunk to go here. I think I'm going to pass up on that, though. I'm going to see what's in these other piles first. Oh, there's another toucan. I don't want him to get that. The canopy would cap off my tree, though. That's not good. The tree boa would be worth 2 points. Oh, that's a tough choice. It's not great for me. I think I'm going to pass up on it, even though that is what he's going to get. As we're going to add a 4th card to that pile. I'm going to take pile 3. There's a sloth, 2 sloths, and a sun. I'm taking this as I will have the pair of sloths. This sloth here says once per season, if you pass all piles, draw 1 extra card from the season deck. So I would get 2 cards instead of 1. So I am going to take that as it gives me a pair of sloths and a sun. We're going to add a card to the empty pile here. He's going to get 4 cards. Might not have been a great choice on my part. We'll find out. So he's got the Emerald Tree Boa. He doesn't get to get the Canopy card because he doesn't have a tree to put it on. So that is discarded. But he does pair up his toucans. And he's got another fern. We'll add a card to the empty pile. It's over to me. Sun, which I don't need. Oh, you know what? We did not add a card to this pile, I don't believe. So there should be another card to it whenever I passed over it. So a Drought Card. Now, Drought Cards cause you to have to discard a card, and I don't have anything that I want to get rid of. So I think I'm going to pass up on this, and we'll add a 4th card to it. Another tree. I think I'm going to pass up on that as well, and maybe something nice can come to that pile. Another fern. I don't have need for a fern, so I'm going to pass up on that. I'm going to use my sloth special ability. I'll cover it up with, I guess, a wildlife token here to indicate that I've already done it for this season. And so I get 2 cards rather than 1. Let's see what I got. Oh, I got a canopy and a fern. All right, well, that's not the best thing ever for me because this tree has been capped now. I cannot grow it any higher. That's a bummer. It's over to my opponent. He's going to get all 4 of these cards. So he's going to get his 2nd fern. And he's going to start a new tree. He does have a sun. And now he has to discard a card. He's going to discard the one that scores him the fewest points. And he's going to get rid of... well, I suppose he would get rid of one of the threats. And so he's going to get rid of the fire card here. Or, well, actually, the fire card helps him out with the seeds. I would imagine he'd get rid of the disease card. All right, so we'll add 1 here. And it's back over to me. I don't want the fire card. I'm going to leave it there face up. Passing over that pile, we look at this pile. I could start another tree, but I would get disease with that. That's not super good for me. I think I'm going to pass up on that as well. The disease would stay face up. We are going to add another card. And rain with the sun is great. Even though the fern would put me at an even number, I'm still going to take that. So over to him. He's going to take pile 3 here because there are 2 face down cards. We do pass up pile 1. And so he will take the disease. So he got his disease card right back. What else did he get? He got that tree trunk. And so his tree is now taller than mine. And because it is taller than mine, if he were to get another one, he would start building a new tree. And poison dart frogs are going to set that right there. And we will refill the empty spot. All right, so this pile, there's a fire in it. It's a bromelia and the other poison dart frog. I think I'm going to take this and roll with it because maybe I can get another bromelia. Those are pretty nice. So yes, I'm going to take that. I've got a poison dart frog and a fire. There we go. All right, all piles are equal, so he's just going to take the first one, and he's completed his tree. Over to me. There's another bromelia. I think I want it. Yep, I think I'm going to take it. So that's 7 points for me, so long as I don't take another one. All right, it's over to him. He's going to take the first one. It's a worthless canopy, so he's got to discard it. That worked out great. Over to me. I don't want the fire, so I'm going to leave it there. I do add a card to that pile. It's a canopy. I don't want the canopy. That doesn't help me. Another drought. Goodness. Okay. I could take this and get rid of the fire. That might be better than taking off the top and not knowing what that is. So I think I am going to do that. I'll take the drought and get rid of the fire card. Add a card here. He's going to take pile 2, and we'll add a card to pile 1. It's a worthless canopy and a sun, which does him no good because he already has one. And so the canopy goes away. And now he's got 2 suns that he needs to try to pair up with rain cards. All right, so we're going to take a look at the fire card. It's another disease. Oh, it would be the partner for my Kingachu. I think I'm going to take that despite the fact of all of the disease cards, or the threat cards. So yeah, I'm going to take that to pair this up. Now, this one does have a special ability. It says once per season, keep 1 extra card when you draw from the seed deck. That would be nice if I could get a seed card for this round. Let's see. All piles are equal. So he's going to take pile 1. He's going to start a new tree. And over to me. Fern, that would be worth 6 points. I think I'm going to take it. Over to him. He's going to take bromelia. That's 2 points for him. Kind of running out of space. And this is our last card for this season. It's a Monstera. I don't want the Monstera. That would be worthless for me, so I'm going to pass up on it. Another Monstera. That, again, would be worthless for me. So I'm going to pass up on it and hope I don't get something really bad here. Oh, that's another Monstera. So it was going to be Monstera no matter what. So I'll take that one. He's going to take this one. He doesn't have a Monstera either. So I'll take the last one here, and that will give me 2 worthless cards. All right, so we are at the end of the season. We're going to activate any wildlife abilities here, and I could discard 1 card from my forest if I so chose to do so. I don't have anything that I really need to get rid of. I guess I'll just get rid of the disease card here. And so that is that. I could, once per season, add an extra card to each pile. I could have done that before the deck ran out, but oh well. We're going to move forward. So seeds, I don't have any. He does have a seed, so he's going to get 4 cards, and he's going to get to keep 1. So let's see what he gets here. We have a Fern. Now the Fern would get him to 6 points because he has a pair. That might be an option for him. The Bromelia gets him 7 points, so that is a better option than the Fern. The Tree Canopy helps him complete another tree, but I don't think he wants to do that as he already has a taller tree completed this round. And the Tree Trunk would not help either. It would not be more than the 7 points he'd get from the Bromelia. So he's going to take the Bromelia. All right, so we have done that. Next would be threats, but neither one of us have enough threats to make it a problem for this season. So now we're going to go on to the trees. We'll start with him first. He's going to get 1, 2, 3, 1 for each one of these. So 4, 5 points for this tree. And we have scored that tree. And I'm going to get 2, and then 2 times each card, so 2 more. So that's 4. And I have scored this tree. And now the tallest tree, his tree is taller than mine, so he is going to get this for 4 points at the end of the game. We'll put it over here with the rest of his points. And now we are going to go to plants and weather. So starting here, this doesn't give him anything. It doesn't have any other monsters, so we're going to get rid of that. Plants and weather. So we're doing this one for no points. That's great. Let's see, plants and weather. We're going to give 7 points here for the Bromelia. And we're going to give 5 points, or no points. 2 suns, not good for anything. Needed rain for that. And that is that. We can get rid of this fire card. We can get rid of the seed card. However, for me, fire doesn't do me anything. Let's see, plants and weather. So I'll get 5 points here for my rain-sun combo. And the Monstera doesn't give me any points. My Fern here is going to give me 6 points. And my Bromelia is going to give me 7 points. I'm going to take a 10 and put back 3 ones. And I'm going to get some bigger point tokens here. All right, so I am at 65 points. My opponent is at 47 points. All right, so we get rid of anything that is not trees or wildlife, and we are ready for the third and final season. So we add a card here, 2 cards there, and 3 cards there. All right, so I'm still ahead, so my opponent is going to get to go first. It's going to take pile 3 here. We're going to add cards to piles 1 and 2. And 2 trees and a canopy. So this is pretty nice for him. He is going to... if it has 1 or no unfinished trees, it's going to start a new tree. Right now it does have 1, so he would start a new tree, but now he has 2 unfinished trees, so he's going to add to another tree, and I think he would make more sense to do this to get himself 2 points as he completes this tree, and that's going to give him more points than placing it here on this tree. All right, so we add 1 to the empty pile here. It's over to me. It's a drought and a tree card. I don't want that. I don't want to get rid of anything just yet for this season. We're going to add 1 there. Going to take a look here. 2 disease cards and a rain. Well, I don't want that. It's not good getting 2 disease cards in the same pile. Another tree. I guess I'll take the tree. And let's see if I have any abilities here. It says once per season, if I pass on all the piles, I could get an extra card from the season deck. Also, I could keep one extra card when I draw from the seed deck. Once per season, I can discard one card from my forest, and then before my turn, I could add one card to each pile. I think I'm gonna use the sloth here. I'm gonna pass up on it and take 2 cards from here. So I did get a tree, which is fine. That was what I was gonna get here. Oh, actually, that should go there because I passed up on it. So I got a tree. Let's see what else I got. I got a Monstera. That's okay. So we'll do it like that. All right, over to my opponent. He's going to take pile 1, and he's going to have to get rid of something, and he's going to start another tree. We'll put it here, I guess. And he would add this to this tree here. And so we're going to have to get rid of something, the one that gives him the fewest points, which at this point is going to be this tree trunk right here. So he's going to get rid of that, and we'll just put it over here like so. All right, over to me. Another tree. Man, these 0 worthless trees. Well, I'm not going to take that. I'm going to put it back. And what was this card again? I'm not going to take it. Rain. Nope, I don't want that. I want to try to force him to have to take the disease cards. And this pile here, I will take this. I want the seed card at the end of the round. All right, so over to my opponent. He's going to take this pile here. This one has 2 as well, but pile 1 is further left. So what is he getting? Another tree and a canopy. So he's going to start a new tree and complete this tree. So I'm thinking he's probably going to get the largest forest bonus the end of this season, which is going to give him 10 points. So I do have to keep that in mind. All right, my turn. I could complete a tree. That might be a good idea, although that's only going to give me 3 points on that tree. I don't want him to get it, though. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it and complete this tree. All right, to him, I forced him to have to take the disease cards, so he will take those disease cards. We'll come back to that in a minute. Oh, he got a rain-sun combo. What luck for him. We will put that there, I suppose. All right, it's over to me. Another canopy. Don't want that. I can't put it anywhere, so I'm passing up on that. A fern. The fern would give me 2 points. You know what? That might not be bad. I think I'm going to take that. All right, he's going to take this pile here. And so it is a canopy, which is going to complete this tree right here. I know that's not really on frame for you all at home to see, but it is there. I promise you. It's another sun here. We're going to put it on the far end over here. You can see how towards the end of the game, this game really takes up a lot of table space. I'm going to use my Poison Dart Frog. Once per season, I can add 1 card to each pile. So we're going to go boom, boom, and boom. And so now, let's see here. I've got a fire and a rain. I don't have use for either one of those, although I don't want him to get the rain card because that would give him another 5. As it is, I'm going to pass up on that. And let's see what we have here in pile 2. It is a rain canopy. I don't want that, so I'm going to pass up on that. Although that rain, gosh, that rain really helps him out. I don't have need for that canopy, though. And then lastly, a fire tree. I guess I'll have to take this. The fire will actually help me with my seed. The tree is maybe something I can build off of before the end of the game. All right, it's over to him. He's going to take pile 2, but he will have passed up on pile 1 before he does that. So pile 3. He doesn't have use for this canopy, so it's going away. The rain works out for him with his son over there. And fern, he doesn't have any ferns, but we will start some ferns for him right here. Adding a card to that pile, we're going to come here. I probably won't take this pile because it would be my second fire unless there's something really nice in here. Another fern, that would give me 0 points though. This tree boa says once per season you may take one card from a pile that you pass. It does give me -1 points. I don't think I want that. So I'm going to pass up on this and keep moving forward. That is a lot of cards though. And this pile is really low here. This one is a fern. I don't want that. That would be 0 points if I were to take that right now. And then this one, a bromelia. I guess I'll take that. That gives me 2 points. I don't think I'm going to get 3 of them and take negative points. So it's over to him. He's going to take this one, despite it having a fire card. And what else? Another rain. We're going to put that here. The tree boa. Oh, dang, he paired up his tree boas. I didn't even pay attention to that. His fern gives him 0 points. The bromelia, which I would have liked, that's going to give him 2 points. And then it's over to me. Let's see, a fern and a bromelia. The fern would cause me to lose 2 points, but the bromelia gives me 7 points, so that's a 5-point swing. I'm going to take that. And he will take this last one, which is a Monstera, which is worthless to him. And that is that. So we are going to activate any end of season abilities. I can discard 1 card from my forest. I'm going to discard that fern because that gives me 2 points. And then I can keep 1 extra card when I draw from the seed deck. So that's going to work out good for me here in just a second. Then we go on to the seeds. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to get 4 cards. He is not going to get any. And I will get to keep 2 of these because of my Kinkaju. Again, I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly. So this Monstera is not worth anything. I definitely don't want the bromelia. And so I am going to take the little tree. I'm going to make another tree. Just like that. All right. Next, we would do threats. And my threat of fire doesn't do anything. His threat of disease is going to cause him to lose 2 wildlife. And so he's going to, let's see, that is a pair, which the pair will give him 5 points. I don't think he wants to lose that. This is only worth 2. This is only worth 2. So he's going to lose both the poison dart frog and the leaf cutter ants. And that is that for the threats. Next is trees. So we'll start here. He's got 1, 2, and then 1 times each card here. So 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he has scored this one. Look at that big butterfly. Here, 1, 2, 2 for each card. So 3, 4, 5, 6. And he has scored this one. This tree here is not going to give him any points at all. And his tallest tree for this season is either one of these at 2 tree cards. So for me here, I'm not going to get any points here, but I will get 1, 2 for the canopy. And this tree here, I'll get 2, and that's it. Oh, we're out of wildlife. I'll just put that one on there like that. And tallest tree for this season is a tie. He's got 2 at 3 cards. I've got this one here at 3 cards. So we are both going to share the 5-point bonus for this season. So he will get 5, I will get 5. And now we are going to do the largest forest. This is who has the most trees. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he is going to get the largest forest. Next, we are going to do plants and weather. I can get rid of the C card. All right, so plants and weather. This Monstera is not going to get me anything. The fern here will get me 2 points. And Bromelia here is going to get me 7 points. I'll take a 10 and put back 3. Oh, I did have this tree trunk over here. I could have added that on top of that. I didn't even think to do that. Oh, well. C'est la vie. Over here, he's going to get 0 points for his ferns. And he is going to get 0 points here. For the Monstera, he is going to get 2 points for the Bromelia. No points for this rain card. And 10 points for this 2 combos of rain and sun. All right, so that's no points here. Or 10 points, excuse me, here for him on that. All right, and the last thing we do is we're going to score wildlife. And so this is not worth any points for me. This pair of Kinkaju is worth 5 points. These sloths are worth 5 points. And this poison dart frog is worth 2 points. Over here, his toucans are going to be worth 5 points. And his emerald tree boas are worth 5 points as well. And that is it. We're going to score up all of our points now. I have 25, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95 points. I apologize if you guys can hear my kiddo. He's right outside the door. So 95 points here for my opponent. He's going to have 10, 35, 45, 55, 65, 70, 80, 85, 90. Oh, he's going to get me. 95. 99 points, and that is the game. It came down very close. I was beating him the entire time, and he came back and got me in the last season. And there you have it. That is Canopy, the solo variant for the Spirit Forest, or Forest Spirit, or whatever it's called. But anyhow, that's Canopy from Weird City Games, Tim Eisner, Vincent Dutrait. Really cool game there. Excited to play it with Sam and see how it works in the 2-player. And again, we are giving away a copy of this game. If you're just catching the tail end of this video, go back and watch the video, look for that secret code, and email that code to lovetohateboardgamereviews@gmail.com for your chance to win this copy of Canopy. All right, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm Lance, and this has been Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time. Bye.